Welcome to the chillest class you're going to take ever. This class, you're not going to sit up a single time. So gather some props. I would say a couple blankets. You can have something you can put on top of you. You can leave it on top of you the entire class. You can have blocks as well. If you have a bolster, you can bring a bolster or just steal your cushion off your couch, which I'm going to do just because I'm going to use that. I also have lots of bolsters I could use here, but this is actually really nice because it's extra fluffy. And for this beginning part, I want you to take, if you have a blanket, any blanket will do. I want you to take your blanket and roll it up just a little bit. So like if you roll it up the whole entire thing, that's so big and thick. We don't want it super big and thick. I want you to put it on the side of the mat where you're going to put your head, and you're going to roll that just a little bit. And then you're going to lay down with your neck on that rolled portion. So it like supports your neck there. With your bolster, I want you to take your bolster or your couch cushion, whatever you're going to use, and put it underneath your legs. You can take the other blanket, get it out, and you can put that on top of you. Right on top of your hips. If you want a bigger blanket, you can grab a bigger blanket. Adjust that roll as you need. You're also welcome to put a softer surface underneath you. You could do this in bed if you want. And then I want you to bring your arms out to the side. And welcome yourself here. So we'll get your way into this position. Take your legs wider if that feels comfortable to take them wider. You can starfish with arms, legs out as big as you would like. Feel free to make any sort of movements as you find your way here. Like in this moment for myself, I've had my feet in some shoes for a while. It's feeling good to roll my ankles in multiple directions. You got a few body stretches, like knowing we're gonna be here, and I'm gonna move us around so that we're not falling asleep, but this is very much a restorative practice. And not a practice that is going to call you into any effort. And so if it feels like you are feeling like you're giving too much effort, give less. Like prop yourself more, relax yourself more, make it more comfortable for you. This is not, we're not trying to stretch anything per se. We're not trying to, in essence, there's movements we'll do, right? And we're not trying to strengthen anything. We're not trying to build any sort of muscles. We're literally trying to let ourselves find some stillness. So find this stillness for you in this moment. Breathing in, I'm aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I'm aware of my out-breath. Let this breath be a guide here for a moment. Feel the way that you are settling in the room that you are in. With your eyes closed, can you sense the quality of the light and the air and any senses of smell that might be in the room? Maybe this room is a room that you do a lot of things in, and maybe it is a room that you don't do a lot of things in. Regardless, with your eyes closed, it shuts off all those other things. It turns off that particular sense in order for other senses to heighten, for that, especially that feeling sense. I love listening to meditations from Sarah Blondin, and there is one in particular where she mentions the idea of our gratitude for the different senses we have: touch and smell and taste and eyesight. And we're really, maybe our biggest sense, and one that we maybe should be most grateful for, is the sense of feeling. Not necessarily with our fingers, that's not what I mean. The sensation of being able to feel things within ourselves, to have feelings, to have emotions. The emotion is the sense. And as Mary Oliver's poem says, today I am flying low and I'm not saying a word. I'm letting all the voodoos of ambition sleep. The world goes on as it must, the bees in the garden rumbling a little, the fish leaping, the gnats getting eaten, and so forth. But I'm taking the day off, quiet as a feather. I hardly move, though really I'm traveling a terrific distance. Stillness, one of the doors into the temple. Stillness, one of the doors into the temple. And as Mary Oliver says, it is a terrific distance that she is traveling, although it might not look like we are moving. Let this be soft. In any of the positions we are in today, feel free to let your hands rest on your body in any way that you would like. You can reach open, your arms can reach open. Let any movement be a suggestion for you, and then you can explore in that suggested place. If you are covered with a blanket, you're welcome to leave it there. And I want you to bring your right knee into your chest. You're going to do this whole practice with your eyes closed, if you would like. You may roll your ankle around from right and left. Point your foot. Flex it. Pull your right knee across your body to your left side. Grab a block. Roll it into a supine twist if you want to remove the bolster out from underneath your leg. Actually, so you can either grab a block or a bolster and put it up on the left-hand side of your mat. Turn this into a supine twist. You're going to roll over onto your side. Place your right leg on top of the bolster, or you also can do this with placing your right leg on top of a mat, of a block. You can make that any height that you would like. Position that in a way that feels comfortable for you. You can leave your left hand connected to your right leg, but then that right leg is supported by a block. So then you can also replace that get that bolster right up in next to your bod. And let your right arm fall out to the right. Your head can turn and look off to the right. Left arm and extend out to the left. Or hold on to your right leg. If it's feeling like your right leg wants to flop back over to the right side, grab a hold of your leg with your left hand. This is a practice that will involve a bit of silence, which gives you an opportunity to really be with how you're breathing and continually asking yourself to soften your face. And I find for myself that even as I sit and meditate or doing whatever I'm doing, that I continually tighten my face and to be soft and soft. And the way that our face and the muscles in our face, the way we hold them, affect the entire rest of our body. From here, pull your right arm over to the left side. So as if you're curling all the way into that left side. I want you to come to half frog. So in order to do that, you're going to let your right leg fall to the right and then lift yourself up onto your arms so that you're belly down on the mat now. With your right leg out to the right, with your right knee and your hip and your right ankle forming a square. And you can connect yourself to the ground in any way. You have your blanket underneath you. You can bring your hands down underneath your head and lay yourself down. You're also going to extend your arms out to the side. While there is no music playing on my end, if you have some soft music or music that makes you feel at ease, this is the kind of practice for that. This is also the kind of practice to let yourself be with this room that you are in. All works. It all works. Do not chastise yourself for thinking something or for not thinking something. Let it all be okay right here. Let it all be welcome. From this position, pull your right leg into your body. So you're in one line now. Your legs together. And now switch sides. Extend your left leg out to the left, forming that 90-degree angle with your left hip and knee and ankle. And again, find a way to use any sort of props that you would like. Don't turn your head now the opposite direction and lay yourself down, looking off to the left. I love that we can give each other the opportunity within our lives
And I'm sure you do this in your own life in different ways to give other people permission to show up. I love that that's part of our living, part of our daily experience. Truly, in so many ways, and so many people we interact with. And in this moment, I hope you give yourself permission to show up just like you are. With your left hand planted on the ground in front of your face, push into the ground a little bit. Lift up onto your other elbow as well, your right elbow. Now turn yourself all the way. You're going to slide your right arm down and then rock yourself so you're in a supine twist with your left leg across your body to the right side. You drag your bolster or your block over on that side so you can have your left leg rested on that leg, on that bolster. With your right arm, reach across and grab onto that leg. I'm going to roll up my blanket again so it can go under my neck. And extend your left arm out to the left. Release your left leg. Let yourself roll back over onto your back. Cross your right ankle on top of your left knee and then pull your legs in towards you. You do not have to use your hands for this. You can let your left leg just push your right leg towards you. You're also welcome to grab onto your legs and push in any sort of way. Push or pull in ways that feel comfortable. There's a variety of options in this moment, and a very simple one. It can even be leaving your left foot on the ground and just crossing your right ankle on top of your left knee and just remaining there. You can lift your leg up towards you as much as you would like. Leave your hands connected to your heart and to your belly. Switch the cross of your legs. Maybe leaving your right foot still on the ground. As it remains on the ground, cross your left ankle on top of your right knee. Remain there, or if you would like to feel a little bit more stretch, pick your right foot up off the ground and pull your right knee in towards your body. You can just use the pressure of your leg, your right leg on your left ankle, to find a stretch maybe in the left side if you so desired at this time. You can also use your hands to help in that as well. A reminder though, let this be easy. Let's feel like it restores you. I think we
easily put one more thing to do on our list than we ever take one thing off. I listened to an interview with a couple of people, and one of them said that they never say yes to something unless they say no to something else first. And I thought that was really powerful as someone who is a list maker and enjoys new things, new adventures, new experiments. That relationship between yeses and nos is important. Let yourself set things down, at least here in this moment, and try it on as an experiment. How does it feel? Uncross your ankle and knee. Bring the soles of your feet together. You can have your outer legs connected to bolsters on the outer sides or on blocks. Let your legs be supported though. If you want a blanket again on top of you, put a blanket on top of you. Feel free to readjust any props along our way here. It is always these practices that make me feel like I come home to myself. These slower practices. These ones where I have to do less, but I feel like more. These are the times that I am reminded in myself that I am free to move in any direction. And the possibilities are as wide as I would like them. Lift your knees up, plant the soles of your feet down onto the ground. Move a block now underneath your low back, into your sacrum actually, not your low back, all the way down the bottom of your pelvis. Their supported bridge posture. Move your feet as wide as you want on the mat and let your knees fall out to the sides as well. Or you can turn your heels slightly in so your knees fall a little bit more inwards. So you have two options there. Option to not use a block at all and to just have your pelvis on the ground as well. Let your jaw be soft. Soften your eyes. Not just your eyelids, but soften your eyes back into your head. Wherever you're at, pick up your feet off the ground and extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Don't try to push them straight though. Let them just dangle. Almost like you're at a fair, the fairgrounds, where they bring rides, and there's a ride that they have that I've ridden on. Maybe you've ridden on it too. And it's a swing set. And this big machine lifts up, 50 swings, and it spins you around in a circle, and your legs dangle off the chair really high above the ground. Let your legs dangle upwards into the air the same way they would dangle high off of a swing. And if you have been there, maybe you can recall the elation of that, especially maybe if you were a child. Maybe thinking of the sounds of that, the joy. And even if you have not, it's almost a mixture of something exciting and scary. To be so far off the ground, but to be enjoying it. And boy, that is true for all of us. It is this mixture of excitement and fear, and when we lean into that, that's when there's a lot of joy. Let your feet move down to the ground again. And once your feet plant on the earth, lift your hips up, move the block out from underneath you. Pull your knees in towards your chest and then drop both of them off to the left side. Curl into the left side. You can keep yourself covered with a blanket. And to roll your neck roll up a little bit more, feel free to do that. Your head can be facing towards the ceiling, or you can roll all of your body towards the left side. Option here to place a block or a bolster in between your knees. Roll yourself over to your other side. Make it comfortable. Bring yourself back to center. Just set yourself up now in a back laying position that feels comfortable to you. You can recreate any position that we have already done if you would like to be here. This is your Shavasana. You can also take your bolster and slide it underneath your back. And just so that your butt is like going to be sitting off of that,
and maybe it's propped up even a little bit. You can you can leave your rolled up bolster or blanket, maybe even a block underneath there. So it's a little bit more upright. If that feels good to be seated up more, I'm gonna take my blanket out and wound it even a little bit more. You feel like you're getting all wrapped in for bed. So that's what I feel like I'm doing. It's delightful. I love that this is part of what we get to do together. I have always felt like the practices that are like this practice, the ease that I feel in these, the calm, the less things that I have to do. I often find that these practices are ones I walk away and think, I need to do that more. And I am all about working hard. I love that. And sometimes it is easier to keep going than it is to stop. And maybe 15 minutes to do something, to do some sort of movement practice for yourself is what you have. And is it lifting, or is it yoga, or is it pausing here? And can all of those things actually add to our wellness and our well-being? Yes, yeah, they can. Get a little bit softer. Is there more room within you to create a little bit more space and a little bit more openness? Maybe it's in your eyebrows. Maybe it's the space behind your eyebrows. You can create more space there. Maybe it's creating more space on the front of your shoulders, the top of your chest. Maybe creating more space looks like your forearms or your palms. Maybe creating more space is a visual of light. Maybe a certain color of light that you see in the middle of your chest, or maybe in each palm of your hand. Let it be easy.
Feel her draw a hand to your heart and a hand to your stomach if they weren't already there. If they need to be wrapped under a blanket, do that. Here you are in this body. Isn't it glorious? This is what we get to do. This is what we get to do together. To support each other, to give each other permission to show up here. Thank you for giving me that as well. Thank you for giving yourself the permission to show up right here. Thank you for bringing all your glory, truly. All your glory. Reach your hands out over your head. Reach out through your toes. Wiggle your wrists and your ankles. Pull your knees up towards you, plant your feet onto the ground. Feel free to stay for as long as you would like in this position. And if you would like to end in a seat, then we will go there now. So find your way to some side position. If you want to roll off things, if you want to pause for a moment, feel free to pause. And bring yourself up to a seat. Put one hand on your heart. With the other hand on your belly. We might be far away from each other right now, but we are connected in this breath. And in the way our hearts are beating. That is such a gift. You are such a gift to this world. Gently now unfold your arms to the right and left of your body. With your elbows close to your body. With your hands gently cupped and open, fingers slightly spread. Breathing in, I'm aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I'm aware of my out-breath. Pull your hands to prayer in front of your heart, or maybe hands stacked on top of the other. Inhale. Exhale. In deep gratitude for your glory, we end together. Thank you for being here. Stay brave.